Chairman Mao built modern China on a people's alliance. Workers and peasants taking up arms to fight for a just society. Today in Tiananmen Square, that alliance is set in stone. Opposite Mao's mausoleum, glorious statues show workers standing with soldiers to fight oppression. It's a cherished image of the People's Republic of China, a workers' state forging a better tomorrow. But many workers now feel they've become the enemy. Shenyang in northern China is a city in ruins. Its factories have run out of work, its workers have run out of hope. Wang Li came here as a young man to make a future for his family.
我是年轻的时候，我认为啥呢？就是我到就是老了以后，退休以后的生活更应该是幸福美满，对吧？
He can barely believe the place it's become.
不可想象了，对吧？因为现在的年轻人特别的多，都是下岗的，都是来家待着的。你工厂开不出工资，下岗，对不对？是两极分化，就穷的太穷了，富的太富了。
Shenyang was once the powerhouse of the communist revolution. Workers came from all over the country to build a new China in its factories and furnaces. But when economic reforms began in the late 70s, these huge state-owned enterprises were the first to feel the pain. This factory once employed 20,000 people, but gradually lost its subsidies and buyers. Today it employs just 200 people, demolishing it for scrap. For the past 20 years, Shenyang has been dying a slow death. One by one, the factories have closed, sacking tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands. There are now more than 1 million people in this city out of work, and there's far more pain still to come. This industrial heartland is becoming the graveyard of the Workers' Revolution and the end of generations of hope. Wang Li and his wife spend their days in their tiny apartment with their one remaining luxury, watching advertisements for the new products they will never be able to buy. Their son, who would not be filmed, has been unemployed for years. There is simply no work here for young people and nothing for their parents but subsistence pensions.
普通的咱们说的，现在就说老百姓吧，对这个社会、对这个国家有不满。
Last year, the neighbouring city of Liaoyang saw some of the biggest labour protests since the revolution. Up to 30,000 people took to the streets every day for 3 months. A factory closure sparked the protests, but other state workers joined in, claiming their bosses were stealing their entitlements.
哎，就是领导谁当上领导了，谁就自己搂钱，哎，自己贪污归于自己己有。这样的话吧，单位没有资金，买不来原料，买不来原料，你的机械运转不了，所以最后逼着停产，最后破产，就这种情况。
Similar protests have been breaking out all over China.
就是我这是中国劳工通讯，我姓韩，想了解一下，说是咱们这儿有不少工人在今年曾经到市政府集体上访，这事儿现在。
Han Dong Fang is a labour activist working for Radio Free Asia in Hong Kong. His program gives workers and peasants what mainland media won't: a voice.
现在政府还在抓人吗？抓人呢？今天还在抓呀？
Today he's interviewing some of the 30,000 peasants who surrounded a government building after officials cut their crop prices by a third.
The
government sent about 500 police officers there to, arrest people, and that makes the things blow up.
How unusual is this sort of protest in China?
This is very, very common.
And it's getting worse. China's economic reforms are creating a huge gulf between rich and poor. The dictatorship allows no avenue for discontent. This is one of the few large protests that's ever been filmed. Not workers, but residents of a housing estate demonstrating against a developer who cheated them. It's a rare glimpse of the authorities' extraordinary determination to conceal unrest. Busloads of police were sent to this peaceful, apolitical protest to stop anyone filming or photographing it. Police even racing off in high-speed pursuit of a camera crew that got away. Every large protest by workers or peasants has been dealt with away from public scrutiny. The government sees every such protest as a challenge to its grip on power, and not surprisingly. About 10 million state workers are losing their jobs every year. That's on top of more than 100 million peasants out of work in the countryside. The communists are gambling they can create more jobs in the new economy, in effect hoping that capitalism will come to their rescue. And this is the dream. Shenzhen in southern China is what Shenyang used to be, the powerhouse of an economic revolution. It was set up as a free trade zone in 1978 to copy the success of neighbouring Hong Kong. It's already grown from a fishing village of 30,000 people into a city of 7 million. Most are migrant workers who've drifted in from depressed industrial towns and poor villages looking for work. They've been easy prey for China's new capitalists. Liu Chuanyuan has spent 10 years in Shenzhen, along with hundreds of others from his rural village in the province of Sichuan. They live in this concrete slum, owned by the construction company that first employed them. The company pays its workers 800 renminbi a month, about $100. But Liu says they're charged even more in rent. At least 2 families have to share each room to have enough money left over to eat.
这个地方人比较多，每一间屋呢有6、7个人，因为我们这个条件在这里只有这样，没有办法啊，只有你看看我们这住的还有学生上学，还有这个家属都住在一般都是7、8个人住一间屋，
But that's just the start of their problems. When the company sacked 220 of these workers, it simply refused to hand over the pensions it had withheld from their wages. The workers took the factory to court and won, the company appealed, and the judges backed the bosses.
值得我们怀疑的就是这个法院判下的这个结果，中院的有几点值得我们怀疑的东西，就是第一，我们这个8%，他扣了这么多钱，他没有由的这个洛杉矶里劳动服务公司，他呢是由他们公司里面这领导把它消化了。
The only way workers like this can try to make themselves heard is through protest. The communist state has banned strikes and independent trade unions.
This government has never trusted people. They're scared of people. They don't like people to speak out. More and more workers are in the street and protest because there's no proper way for them to say anything, to express their unhappiness.
Back in the northern city of Shenyang, the police presence is overwhelming. A sporting match is the one time workers can gather en masse. But even here, the authorities are taking no chances. Thousands of police mingle with the crowd. Paramilitaries in full riot gear patrol the field, flanked by attack dogs.
但是不满呢，你就说也没有啥用，对不？你如果是语言太过于严重了，有国家有专政工具，对不？他就是开始那个抓你也好，整你也好，所以你现在只能说呢，就是忍气吞声的吧，对不对？对，不满就不满，你老百姓不满又能怎么的呀
？But anger is building across the world's most populous nation. The challenge for the communists' new leaders is to show its poor have not been abandoned. China knows only too well the danger of a workers' revolution.